Okay, guys, so let's go over and read what our directions are for today. So the first thing we have name. Make sure you put that in. Today's date and collaboration partners. So what that means is anyone that you were working with, go ahead and put their name here, okay? All right, now let's go over our directions. So our directions say answer the following questions about the fractional pieces. So the first thing we have is our must do questions about the chocolate chip cookie. So our first question is how many pieces of the cookie do you have? Our next question, how many pieces make up the whole cookie? How many pieces do you need to make the whole cookie? What fraction of the cookie do you have? How do you know? Okay, our next set of questions. This is a must do, and they are questions for the cracker or the cake. This one is actually going to be the cracker. So let's go ahead and do that. So, questions for the cracker. So, how many whole crackers and whole cakes are there? How did you know which pieces to fit together? How much of a whole is each piece of the larger cracker or cake? Could you put a small piece with a large piece and call it a whole? Could you call the different sizes halves? What is important about fractional parts and the size of the whole? All right, now let's move on to our should do. If you still have some time, go ahead and do our should do after your must do's. So, our should do, our first one is guiding questions for the worm. How many pieces is the worm divided into? Is each piece 1/3 of the worm? Why? Going on to our next should do, our guiding questions for the sandwich. How many pieces is the sandwich divided into? If I get the two square pieces together, does that make half? If I put the two long pieces together, does that make half? Can we say that each one of these parts is 1/4 of the sandwich, even though they aren't the same shape? Why? And this is our last portion. This is the aspire to do guiding questions for the pizza. How many fractional parts is the whole pizza divided into? How many fractional parts are there? How many pieces does it take to make a whole pizza? Is each is each one of these 1/3 of the pizza? What is another name for 3/3? How many fractional parts is the whole cracker divided into? How many fractional parts are there? How many pieces does it take to make a whole cracker? Is one of these 1/4 of the cracker? What is another name for 4/4?